What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Force of Nature. My name is Splattercat. Very happy to have you here today. We're going to be hanging out, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff today. So buckle on in. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. We need to craft some glowing embers. I'm going to do like 20 of these over here. I'm just going to use the sticks for them. So there it is. And on this coal smoker, we're going to do something very, very similar, but we're going to do the ×5. And we're going to select over here. So there we go. More glowing embers are being produced on this side, and I think that should be more than satisfactory for the acquisition of that which we need, which we pretty constantly need it, in all honesty. So it's not a bad plan just to sit and have these running non-stop glowing embers all the time. I do think that it will help you out in the long run. Our chickens, not really doing much right now, but I'll throw some feed down. I'm just like, hey, chicken, eat this feed. You know, grab my shovel and my funnel and force them to eat a little bit. In the previous episode, we were doing some retrofitting to our little base housing over here and getting everything rocking. We need to make a cooking table, and we need to do its harvest time. I think we have the stuff that's required for the cooking table at this point. 15 nails, but the nails are done over here, so that should be perfectly fine. My guess is that the cooking table will more than likely be placed inside this building. Oh, no, it goes outside. Okay. I'm all right with that. I'd probably suggest putting the cooking table next to the water source, I guess. How long is that going to take to get up and running? That's going to be about a minute and a half, 2 minutes before that's done, so that's okay. That murdered a whole bunch of our supplies, though, which is a bit of a bummer. I was hoping... Well... Yeah, more expensive than I thought. Let's go to the craft table, and we are going to need more planks. I think just about everything from now on is going to require planks. Oh, if we have butter, we can use a pocket lamp. That'd be pretty dope. That would actually help out a ton, because unfortunately we have been super blind in the dark, and it has been lame and super upsetting. I'm going to go ahead and let's just mash out as many planks as we can get right there, because I'm always out of planks. I never have enough of them. It's kind of like my little glowing ember things over here. I just never have enough of them, ever. So they're making those over there, so that'll be done in a little while. That's going to be done very, very shortly. They're done on those two. What do I need to do now? So we've got the cooking table. They want me to make a fried egg, and they want me to make bread. I presume that's going to require quite the collection of water. Table's not up and ready to go yet, but we're sitting on 6 water right now, which is pretty good. Absolutely manageable. I accidentally swung my axe right there. I didn't mean to do so. If I could make some iron ingots, I could definitely go in on that. And we are going to be working on other projects for right now. So I would just leave that cooking up whatever we might need in the off chance that we need nails or anything else for a future project. We're actually outsourcing to a lot of different things right now. Like a lot of different things. I kind of made that face a weird direction, but I think I'm alright with it. Cooking table, what can we do here? So in order to make these work... For flour, we would need a mortar or a metal mortar. Okay, butter from seeds, we would need mortars. Breads, we would need clay pans or iron pans. Fried eggs, we would need clay pans or iron pans. That's probably something that I could do with the anvil. Actually, no, I don't have access to it yet. Yeah, an iron pan is probably not going to be, unless it's inside the blast furnace. That's the other part that... Maybe. Let's take a look here. No, it's actually, I thought that said test lube for a second. I'm like, oh god, that seems like it'd have all kinds of ways of that go, all kinds of funky. Like, listen, we gotta use the test lube. It may work, it may not. But just be aware. We're on the cutting edge of science right now. So for the mortar and the pestle, I think I have one of these that is not doing anything. We will go with a mortar. And we'll get that done. That's probably going to take, it looks like probably about 30 seconds, so that'll be back up and running in just a moment. We'll also make ourselves a clay pan out of the bottom of that one, too, so that we've got all the tools that we need in order to get our cooking moving. As far as constructions go, with barrels, if I had a few more things, I could make that. With a small chest, that's got 10 cells of storage, so that's not a lot, but it's a little bit. It'll require a bunch more nails, though. Is there anything else that I have not done? A seed bed. A seed bed's not a bad plan. Oh, wow, that's super little. I wasn't expecting it to be that small. That's like really, really little. Okay. Well, let's make a little flower bed on this side. That looks all right to me. I was going to say, I thought I didn't have enough resources for that. We'll start planting some stuff. I'll make like 4 of them along this side of the house so that we have our own little personal garden. And I think that'll be really, really awesome. We'll be able to finally plant some seeds and get some stuff going. It's a 2x2, so I assume we get maybe 2 plants per. Maybe it's just 1 plant per. It depends on the size, I guess, that the plant occupies. With the clay pan, we'll make that. And there we go. And that gives us our... What did I just craft? I made a mortar. Okay, cool. The mortar's going to give me access to a whole bunch of little things on... We'll see what we can craft here, but I think I can make all kinds of flour and other stuff as long as I have the mortar and pestle. We have the mortar and pestle, so that'll auto jump back in there. There we go. And if we wanted to make flour, what does it take to make flour? It takes 3 wheat in order to make flour. Go for it. We have wheat seeds, so I have no problem waiting and watching that get dashed up. You know what I'd like to see? They should animate each of the tables. So, like, when this is going right here, it should have, like, the rolling pin rolling on top of flour and, like, these little jugs pouring out water and, like, a little bit of steam goes out of there each time that it crafts. On the anvil, the hammer would come up and hammer away on this side, and then it would dip into the water with whatever it was working on. There's a lot of cool little graphical things they could do inside of there that would make it fun. We will take the egg. I think my other chicken over here had feathers or something baking at the moment. Yeah. And that was going to be for arrows a little bit later on. My third chicken, I have no idea what my third chicken's up to right now, but iron ingots are mostly done. We're looking at a finished clay pan over here that we can take back to get some stuff done. Let's finish off our cooking quests. Sounds good to me. Sounds fantastic. Bunch of iron ingots up inside of here. We'll eliminate those. Our planks are not done yet, but I would like to get all of my planter boxes done by the end of this episode too, so that everything is in place, so we can plant, well, I don't know, plant some wheat. Yeah, looks good to me. So I don't know how much we're going to get out of there, but I assume we'll get something. If I wanted to make some more planters, what would I need in order to make that function? We would need a ton more soil. That sucks. That's not my favorite because, I don't know. It's not one of the most entertaining things that you can do on camera is sitting here in this little arrow-shaped dirt area just like digging with a stick and trying to get a whole bunch of dirt out. I'm a little bummed right now. I left all my workout stuff at my other house, and it's like a 25-minute drive to my other house to go get it. And by the time I get back home, it'll probably be dark. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to go to my other house, use the daylight that's left to work out there, and then drive back home after I finish the workout. It's a bummer, man. I hate moving. Moving is... It wasn't as bad this time around. We had like a strategy for moving this time around, where we moved about 6 to 7 boxes each, my wife and I. So we moved about 10, 15 boxes a night for like a week straight, because we could fit probably 6 boxes in each of our cars, so 12 altogether. And so we started a week in advance, and then on the day that we had to move, there was nothing left but heavy furniture, and so our friends came over and helped out with that, which made it actually not that difficult of a task. I mean, it's still a lot of heavy lifting. My arms are still sore, and I go to the gym pretty much every day, and just lifting furniture all day. I bet there's not a whole lot of fat movers out there, like the guys that come to your house and move your stuff for you. I bet they stay pretty yoked out, because after about 7 hours of just moving furniture, I was pretty exhausted. Even for, like, I go to the gym and I do pull-ups and push-ups and, you know, chin-ups and all that kind of stuff for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. And that's about how long I lasted. I'll be super honest with you. That's about how long I lasted lifting heavy stuff, about 2 hours. And then from then on, I was just like, man, I'm kind of tired right now. I'm a little bit tired right now. I think it might be time for a nap. So we got wheat seeds. We'll go ahead and repeat last right there. I'll take that wheat. And planks are not done yet, but a lot of them are probably done. Yeah, I mean, 60 planks are ready to go. There's only 1 more craft left. Let's have a look and see how many seed beds we can get in here. 2 more. Excellent. So there we go. 2 more seed beds without fail. We should be able to start producing some goodies over on this side, although it doesn't produce a lot of wheat. It really sincerely doesn't. The amount of wheat that it produces is not the amount that I would like to have. So we've got bags of flour over on this side. I assume that will in some respect allow me to start... Oh, we got more water over here too. I probably don't want to waste that. We more than likely want to stack up a decent supply of water because I think we're going to go through it pretty quickly. Do I have anything over here that is not done? So seedbed times 2 is all done. I think the coal that we had running on this side should be all ready to go. So yeah, there it is. We've got ourselves enough coal for the next task at hand. As far as glowing embers go, there's 12 right there. There's 27 right there. It's going to keep trucking on this side. My suggestion would be that we keep that going. I mean, we don't have a ton of sticks left, but they are pretty easy to get. Let's just keep those cooking in the off chance that we need it. Because every time I turn around, it's one of those things that I need every single time. That's done already? No, it can't be. I was going to say that seems really, really, really unlikely. Let's take this back to the cooking table. And as far as our recipes go, let's make some fried eggs. Hell yeah. I love fried eggs. I'll take them over easy. I'll take them over medium. I'll take them over hard. I don't even really care. I love, one of my favorite culinary innovations are hamburgers that have a fried egg on top of them. Holy shit. Like if you put bacon and a fried egg on top of like a burger with a real sharp cheddar, that is life-changingly delicious. It's absurdly delicious. So we got to make bread as well. If I was going to craft up some bread, that's going to take flour and it's going to take an egg. So I'm going to cancel out the rest of this. And in order to make the bread, we're going to need a little bit more. So let's make the breads for right now. I think that's probably going to take a bit to get finished off. But that will finish off most of our... Oh, they just want me to grow wheat. Okay. Sounds good to me. So there it is. Repeat last. On this side, we will repeat last. Good. And while those grow, we'll take ye old digging trowel, ye old digging stick over here to this side to see if we can get a bit more dirt out so that we can get our fourth planter box in and keep that nice and symmetrical. And I'll probably put rows in between it too, just to make it nice and hammered out. I don't know. I like the way that feels, where I'll have like rows of 4. It'll probably be like 4 by 4 with a gap in between each row so that we could walk up inside of there. And when we want to, we can grow just like shit tons of whatever it is that we need. And yeah, I think that'll work out pretty well for us right now. We are moving pretty rapidly through our little, I guess, farming experience. Whole bunch of fires living on the edge right there. Alternatively, if the game had this as a feature, you would always want to make your, you would always want to make your bonfires along a beach somewhere. And if you can, on the daily, you would want to throw any material you can find, like very, very wet leaves. Throwing those into the fire would cause a thick, acrid smoke if you're maintaining that bonfire. Anything that'll get you rescued, because I don't think you want to live hand-to-mouth medieval style like these people are living out here. I mean, and honestly, you'd probably be living caveman style because your chances of refining iron or anything along the way, pretty minimal. I think that's probably something that's being embellished for the sake of a video game. There we go. So all 4 of those are down. So what I'm saying is I'll probably put 4 right here, then 4 right here, so that we got a nice little walkway in between that I can utilize. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. So we've made our bread. Let's grab that. What does bread do for us? 50 health. And then a fried egg will do 20 health. I was hoping that one of those would do stamina. A little bit disappointed by that factor. Our plants are now ripe, which is very, very cool. Because that gives us an opportunity to, if I go... Yeah, I was going to say, if I take that from all around, that'll make it easier. Then we'll go in here. We'll repeat last on all of these. And that'll get us a little bit closer to completing our final... I don't have enough resources. What do I need? Wheat seeds? I have 9 right there. Oh, I need water. Didn't even think about it. I figured since it was raining that would take over, but I guess not. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit behind the rest of them. But that's got to put me pretty close to finishing off my wheat growth. 10 times wheat, and so we've done a decent amount of wheat. Not like a shit-ass ton, but a pretty good amount. Chickens want wheat seeds. I'll probably try to capture some more chickens, too, just to make this move a little bit smoother. And at this point, I'm basically out of wheat seeds, so I'm going to have to wait. Gonna have to wait until we get ourselves... I have no iron ore left. That means I'm going to go out and do a little bit of mining, too. Okay. Some planks right there. I guess since we've got tasks to accomplish, I might as well go out here and do them. I need more planks, which means I need more logs. I also need more metals, which I think would be the other part that I would look into here. I'm going to sneak across the backside. Ollie's ready for more pets. He's up in my lap. This is the first time. He actually, when we moved, he hid up inside of my mattress for like 32 hours. And then like at a moment's notice, he popped out. He dropped a giant deuce and he wasn't scared anymore. Maybe that's what it was. It was a deuce of fear. And the fear went out of his body with the kitty deuce. And now he's basically behaving the same way he did at our old house. It only took him a good day or so to adjust. Our other cat adjusted almost instantly. He was like perfectly fine. He was like, hey, I've done this before. He's moved with me 3 times now, so I think he's come to sort of expect the fact that every now and again there's going to be a change of scenery. He doesn't like the transit. He hates being loaded up into the box and taken from point A to point B. They both lose their minds whenever that's the task at hand, but, you know. All a necessary part of the kitty journey. All a necessary part. And we're actually going to start spamming wheat seeds as well once we start getting in on these big stones right here. I assume that the ones with the white ore across the top of them are more than likely going to be tin, I think, is the only thing in the game that I've seen listed so far that has that color in the real world, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Although I don't know what tin is going to be super useful for since we have iron already. I mean, tin is a little bit lighter, which I think makes it probably applicable for certain tasks, but I don't see us making, like, tin, for example. I don't see us making tin implements or anything like that. It's just that tin is much too soft. Cool. I'll probably finish off this other small stone right here just to get us to the point where our stamina's down a little bit. We'll have to give that a tiny bit of time to recharge so that, I don't know, so that we can take our time and forge out some of this iron. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with the new place. The new place is about 300, 400 square foot bigger than the last place I was living. My last apartment was actually kind of small, almost too small for 2 people. It was, with my work stuff in there for YouTube and everything else, it was a bit too constraining. And so now I've got a much larger office where I can fit in a whole bunch of other things too. I'm pretty happy with the transition. I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to be good. I think it's quicker in this case to just tell him to collect everything. And then we repeat last. We don't have enough resources. I'm assuming it's talking about wheat seeds or water. One or the other. Good. Probably talking about... Oh, you only have to plant 1 seed in order to get that done. Okay, so that's good. We will keep those growing around the clock. What we need to do now is we need to jump up into our furnace. And we need to make as much iron as we can, which unfortunately is not as much as I thought we had. Since it's harvest time, we've got 1 more harvest of wheat to go back around. That usually happens pretty quickly. I'm going to run over here and chop down a few of these evergreen trees. And by the time we get done with like 2 of these bastards over here, it'll probably be done with that quest, at which point it'll probably hit us up for a little bit more cash, but more importantly, it'll probably be time for us to call the episode to a close, because I think we've only got like a few minutes left. Got a couple of logs right there. That's good. I could definitely use some logs right now. Let's keep seeing if we can stack them on up. All that I'm really waiting for is the wheat indication. It wants us to harvest 10 wheat plots, and we're sitting on 9 right now. And so the second we get that done, it would be cool if as you completed quests, you got little infusions of resources that you didn't have to farm too that were applicable. Like when you finish like the cooking table and the cooking, it gave you like 10 fried eggs and like 5 bread or something like that, you know? Just a little something to be like, attaboy. Let you know that you've moved forward in the game. Make things a little simpler. So with those logs right there, I'm not entirely sure if it's even worth it to harvest those. Ah, there it is. So we have finished off that line of questing. Let's have a look and see where that puts us. That puts us at get a new level. And getting a new level, as I recall, is going to require a little bit of cash. 10 coins, 5 flour, and 5 water, assuming there's nothing else underneath it. But that will bump our characteristics up slightly. Our main damage has definitely popped up at level 5, and our health regeneration has been going up over the course of the game, so I don't think it's too much to assume that that'll continue to happen. Let me collect everything that's around me right now. We will also grab the water from the well. Keep that doing its thing. Sorry. It's like hotkey paradise in this game. I'm going to keep growing wheat. In addition, I'm going to keep creating planks over here. Good. I'm happy with the progress we've made. I've only recorded about 5 or 6 episodes right now, but it always feels good to know that things are moving along in a series. And from the first episode or 2, I wasn't sure how fast this game was going to flow, but now that we've caught the swing of the whole thing, I think it's about time for me to take a break. I've been recording the game for most of the day at this point. I think I'm going to step out and take a little breather, get a couple energy drinks in me, and then come back and record a bit more. But also what I'm curious about is I wanted to see if I reset the game, if it'll respawn some of the monsters, because we are more or less out of stuff to kill at this point that's nearby. So, oh, I could press left control to do that. Cool. I mean, I like clicking stuff. You guys know that I like clicking stuff. I've talked about this on the channel many, many times. But that's a really, really cool feature. I'm glad they added that to the game to make it easier for you to farm stuff up when you're like standing in a centralized location. This game is called Force of Nature, and while I don't think it's like the best survival game I've ever played, it's at least making steps in the right direction. Like, there aren't any like idiotic UI choices or anything like that, and in fact, it's got a hotkey that does just about everything you would ever want to do inside the confines of the game, including mass picking up items, so that's pretty sweet. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you for stopping on in. Let me know down below if this is a series you want to see continue. Get it for yourself at the description down below. That's where you can get the game. And if you like what I do here on the channel, take a second, look at the Patreon, and consider maybe checking out some of the rewards you can get on there, because there are some pretty cool things in there. And it's been kind of quiet in the Discord recently. It's been a little bit quiet in the Discord recently. I don't know if people just don't want to talk to me. Maybe I'm not sociable like I think I am. But, you know, I need more friends. So check it on out. I will see you all later. How do, everybody?